It's Rambling Hour with Lisa, season 19, episode 20, coming to you live from the living room. The weird thing is I'm wearing a woolly jumper, what we would call a sweater in Canada, and so many times it's cold in here and I never turn the heat on. And I thought it would be fine because it's usually chilly in the evenings if we don't have the heat on, anyways. And I am just like sweating buckets underneath here now. So, yes, I did straighten my hair. So let's hope that doesn't get all sweaty and curly. But I thought I would do like an autumn look. Next Sunday, even though today is episode 12 and I could take a break next Sunday, I am planning on doing my Remembrance Day special next Sunday. So I just thought I would do a little bit of an autumn theme here. And then we'll get into autumn crafts and decorations. Just pull you in closer. If you can or can't see, I dyed my hair this week. I've straightened my hair, but I didn't put on my makeup. So something that you guys, like, I don't wear a lot of makeup. And sometimes today, like on my Sundays for my live is the only time I wear my makeup. Or if I'm going out sometimes. So I thought what we could do today is you guys could watch me do my makeup real quick. It doesn't take long. So the other thing that I was going to, I have my iPad there because I wanted to watch myself live. I wanted to check my sound, but because I was going to test out my microphones, but for some reason the little thing that goes in, the dongle thing that goes in my phone had a red dot on it, but it just, I don't know, it wasn't working. I'm going to have to test them on a live video, but that's not public, so I can test it with them because I don't know, I thought I charged everything. It looks like I didn't, but so I just want to get my live video, but hopefully my sound is down. Okay. Yeah, I have one viewer, myself. I know that for sure. So yeah, let's do my makeup. So this is my makeup bag that I've had for ever, since I was teenager probably. It's from RHwL, I believe. It doesn't say RHwL on the, but the thing I like about this makeup bag and why I've never switched it is because it not only does it hold everything, it has this zipper top part at the top. So if I could find something that's more than one compartment, then I might switch it. But otherwise, this is the same makeup bag I've used like my whole makeup life. So I have a table with stuff on it here. But I'll show you guys that stuff later. But I thought you'd be able to see the table stuff, but you can't see it the way the camera is. So, all right. So the weird thing about having worse eyesight as you get older is doing your makeup partly. I did bring a mirror as well, like one of these mirrors that have the different sides. But I might be able to do it with, I'll be looking at myself, not at you guys, but I might be able to do it with the camera. Because again, I don't wear a lot of makeup, so it's not a difficult process either for me to do. So let's get on with it. All right, first thing I do is I get some concealer. Now I'll show you, one of these is pretty much dead, but depending if I get a tan or not. So again, I am not sponsored by anyone, but I will show you what I use. These are Maybelline. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. And depending on what season it is and what tan I have is the color I have. That one's a bit too yellowy, but I would say that I think I'm right now that my tan has gone away. I think I'm a 0. These are 1, 3, and 0. Oh no, I have the 0. The 3 is the one that's empty. And the 1 is the one that I use when I have more of a tan. So 3 is empty, but okay, so I think number 3 is what I need to get. I should leave that out because I need to get that, or at least take a picture of it, because so the colors, if you can see, that is really light. This is a little bit too dark if I don't have a tan, and this one is almost perfect, but it is empty. So I take the concealer and I put some under my eyes. Although I don't really have dark bags or anything, but I still do that. You can turn it to get more up. Oh, I'm using the one that is the right color. I was like, that's why none's coming out. let me even see. No, Karen asked, have you had your hair permanently straightened? No, I haven't. Steve doesn't even like it straight. So when he saw that I straightened it for the night, he was sad. But I said, I just did it for my live. Don't worry. It's not staying like that. So let me find this other one. So if I'm using the wrong color like this, it either looks bad or I have to put powder on it. So, but at least right now with it being the lighter one that is too light, you can see where I'm putting it. I also, for some reason, my color of my lip goes below where my lip line is, and it really bugs me. I have tried putting lipstick on all the way down to where the dark pink is, but that looks like I've messed up on putting my lipstick on. So what I do is I put concealer underneath my lip like this, and then I just blend it in with my own skin because I don't wear foundation or anything. So if I do have a spot, like a pimple or something, I will use concealer on that. But now you can see that that is totally the wrong color for me, which is why I need to buy some more concealer, which I didn't leave that out to remind myself. Okay, so then I take, so you have powder brushes, but I needed something that fit into my bag. So I bought like one of these for shaving brushes, because it's got a short handle, so it fits in my bag perfectly for the powder brush. In the top of my makeup bag is where I keep, I don't want this to spill, is where I keep my blushes and my powders. So that's a bronzer. That's the dark one when I have a tan. And then this is, oh, that's just a little compact mirror in there. But, and then this is my one that's almost too pale for me. So again, the same thing. I should probably get a different powder. But if I mix them, sometimes it works. And like I said, I don't really go out with makeup on. So, so I use my little brush with my powder and I put it on to blend in. Also, powder, if you're shiny, if you're sweaty. When I worked at a portrait studio, and we used to do passport pictures too, we used to have powder there as well. We would use a tissue so that it didn't contaminate the thing. But we'd put powder on people if they were too shiny, because you can't be shiny in your passport pictures. So put powder on, and then I'm just gonna do this because I'm too red. But I'll show you if I had a tan, I would use this color and put a little bit of that in. Now this is probably going to look too dark because my tan has gone away, but because when I tan, even if I'm tanning naturally outside, I get the raccoon eyes. So that doesn't tan in there anyway. So it just blends my raccoon eyes in. The other place that I put this, if I have a tan, is my neck right here, because that doesn't tan either. So I would put some of that to match my tan, but I'm not. But you can already see that it looks a bit better because it blends it in instead of being so pale. Okay, so next. And usually this doesn't take me very long because I'm not talking doing it either. So then I have wore white eyeshadow most of my life, and this is just a cheap white eyeshadow. There's like a stick on this end and there's like a liquid brush on that end. I don't really use the liquid brush, but I use a stick like this, just any white eyeshadow, and I've used it. I just find it's the best color on me. It suits me quite well and it's easy to stick to. I try to do some other colors, but I'm not very good at makeup, and it doesn't, I don't know, white's just been my color for years, so it works. Now, same thing. Okay, so I have this like clear mascara, and I'm not sure what it does exactly, but I like clear translucent. I think it builds up the eyelashes, so I've been trying to use it. But you can see that it's also Maybelline. But this is something that I've used, like, again, my whole life. One of these is nearly empty and drying out. So it's Maybelline. I have to use waterproof because it tends to be that every time I wear makeup, I end up crying for some reason. So I always wear waterproof just in case. And, oh, my glasses are on my head. That's, I was trying to see. Very Black is what I use. And Can't tell which one's dry, but I'll know when I'm putting it on. Again, this isn't that expensive. This is probably one of the cheaper mascaras price-wise, but it works for me. It's waterproof, and it's what I've always used. So this is where it gets a little more difficult because I can't put this on to see, but I also maybe need the mirror for this because I can't see my long, luscious lashes on the camera. I don't need to curl my lashes. I don't need to, I've never actually wore fake eyelashes. I'm not knocking them, but when it comes to some things, I'm kind of lazy. So if it takes a lot of work to do, putting them on and taking them off and stuff, why, if it's not necessary? But maybe once in a while it might look cool to jazz up the makeup and stuff, but maybe I'll get Aurora to do my makeup one of the days for my lives, and she can give me fake eyelashes and like all the stuff. We'll just put it on thick and, oh, I just spit too. Put it on thick and heavy like they do when, I don't know, more makeup tells me more insecurity. That's what I think. But saying that, I've always been lucky that I've had pretty good skin. Because if I had bad skin, I'd probably be more likely to, so I do this to dry my mascara before I do my bottoms. Otherwise, if I look up like that or whatever, then the black tends to go up here. So dry it. So anyways, if I had bad skin, I'd probably be more likely to want to cover it up with, but then you get into that catch-22, right? Having bad skin, you want to cover it up with foundation and concealer and everything, but then putting all that crap on your face will make your skin worse because it can't breathe. And so I can't say what I would be like if I wasn't lucky enough to. There's this brand that they have in North America called Nivea. I mean, no, not Nivea. We have Nivea here in the UK as well. It's called Noxzema, but it was similar to Nivea, and they had the big pots of cream like Nivea does. They would have those in Noxzema, but they would also have pots like that with cleanser in, and like you would see on the commercials, they would take some out and wash their faces, and they just had this clear skin, and it was like they were like the Noxzema girls. And that's what I used to be called in school because I had really good skin. I'm not bragging, I'm saying I'm grateful and lucky. I've had more pimples in my adult life now than I ever had growing up, but even then, where my brother had acne, my dad had acne, my kids have a bit of acne. So I've been really lucky to have the skin I have. So eyes, that's basically me done for the eyes. Lips, I put the concealer underneath, and now I'm just, okay, this again is, when I find something I like, I stick to it unless I find something that's even better. I don't really like lipsticks. It gets on your teeth. I don't wear makeup a lot anyways, so I have these, and I've used these for years too. And like I said, I'm not saying I'm opposed to anything else, but these are called lip stains. They are Maybelline as well. So 24-hour lip stain. Looks like I'm a Maybelline girl. You can get them in all these different colors. The second end comes with either, oh, it looks like none of these are lip gloss. They either come with like this waxy stuff, which is like, sort of like chapstick, or they come with lip gloss on the end. But usually when it's lip gloss, it's clear on the end. So it looks like none of these are the lip gloss ones, but that's okay. I get them for the color. So right now I'm wearing a green. This is green, even if it doesn't look like it, because my earth tones with orange. So I'm going to take all the pinks out of there. That would leave me with these two. And I want to be a bit neutral, so I'm going to go with that one, which is pretty common for me. And now remember, this is not lipstick, this is lip stain, so you don't want to mess up where you're putting it on because it stays on. Once it dries, it stays on. So I'm going to do it with the mirror. And again, I'm not getting that weird line that goes like where my pink goes too far. So I'm going to go above that line. I guess if I was doing this, I should have used a color that's more obvious, but this is good enough. I'll come closer. So see, this line bugs me. It's a bit pink right now, so that's where I'd like it to be the same color as my skin. If I put the lipstick there, like I said, it just looks like I've made like big clown lips, and like I've made them too big, which is weird because some people want bigger lips, but I don't want my makeup to look like it's, I thought I had like, that's just my broken tooth. So, lip stain doesn't come off. It gets a bit tacky now, so you don't want to leave it like that. That's where your second thing comes in. And this one is, again, you just put it on like this, and that's it. It's on for a lot longer than lipstick. You don't have to reapply it right away, and it won't come off on anything. And that is my makeup almost done. But the last thing I do, and I use this, it's just, again, a cheap blush thing that had blushes in it, but now I just use it for my little brushes. And then I have, these are RHwL, so there you go. I don't have all Maybelline, but I just have 2 different color blushes. And if I'm really pink or evening or whatever, then it's that one. If it's neutral or lighter or, you know, my orangey, so that's like a bit of a orangey pink. So sometimes I just use the brush as it is. It might already have some in there. I try to remember which is which, but not very good at remembering which is which. But I just use these little brushes. I just dot like this, because if I rub like that, it's, first of all, it's too much. Plus, it always makes the little powder anyways, so that's enough. And then I just do the cheekbone there and there. Sometimes I have to go back in and get more, and I do it right on the cheekbone. I'm not a professional makeup person, so I only do what I think I should do. And then I take this one again, and I just blend it in. And then that's me done. And it might be uneven. There might be white here and a little bit of white here. And no, I'm not putting cover up all to match my things, but I think I look better than without makeup. But there's a time and a place, right? So most of the time when I'm at home, I don't wear anything. So let me put all my stuff away, because I'm good at that as well. Tidy, tidy. What else is in my makeup bag, you ask? There is a little tiny vial of Exclamation, a perfume from when I was a teenager. It's not from then. It's newer, but it's one that's been going since then. So I have a small one in there in case I'm going anywhere. I have floss, Nivea. I refill it, so I have lotion in there. That's the other thing. If I sleep with my makeup on and my mascara is down here and I have raccoon eyes, like from the black, I just take a little bit of cream. Usually I use my cheaper creams, but I'll put a little bit of lotion on the black, and I'll take a tissue and I'll use the tissue and wipe it off instead of makeup remover. Any cream or lotion works really good. Anything else in here? This is a little baggie that I have with like eyeliners and liquid eyeliner and short little eyeliners. I don't wear eyeliner often. I used to wear it when I was younger. I do have this little thing with like some brushes in. And I don't see anything else. I see, one hair elastic. There's this brush in the bottom, but I don't even know what I would use that for. One hair elastic, and that's pretty much it. So put everything back except that one concealer that I need to replace. Zipper up, and I'm done. Okay, put that away, and I think I probably wore this jumper before. I've wore this scarf before. It's got skulls on it. I thought it was like still a little bit Halloween-y. It's All Saints Day yesterday and All Souls Day today. And then it's also like the Day of the Dead for Mexicans. So I can still do that. And then I am a witch every day of my life, not just at Halloween. So then I thought the gray would look good with the gray, and that's my look today, especially now that I have makeup on. Big fat light, put it back a little bit, and we can get on with the rambling hour. And I really, really do hope that you guys have sound, because nobody's said that we don't have sound. I guess you probably want to see my head more. I guess I'll just turn this up a little bit more. There, is that better? It's better, not like... Anyways, okay, so on my table of stuff, I made it like more, again, more autumny. I don't know how much you saw. Steve bought me these. I'm holding that one because it's slipping. He bought me these. They're keychains. They're really cute, but he specifically bought it for the maple leaf. And that's really cool. So keychains that Steve bought me. I have these gloves that I bought a while ago for gardening, but they're cute little mushrooms. I thought they go with autumn. I haven't been worn yet. And this I got reduced at Aldi. That was my concealer that fell. Oh, I guess, should I smile with these two? And, oh, I forgot to put my eyeshadow away. That is all I have on the table. I put the pumpkins backwards so you can't see the jack-o'-lantern face like I told you guys. This is a big wreath that I made. Bigger than my last one. Out of just wasted wisteria whips that would have otherwise went in the bin. They're really whippy and easily pliable. So, and then to make it more round, I stuck it over a wooden barrel. I've used the barrel now for plants, but I put it over a wooden barrel to dry in the shape, the round shape. So I can put things on this for different seasons. I haven't decided where I'm putting it because it is big, or what I'm going to put on it, but we'll see. So it's, for now, it's just sitting back there, but that is not where it's staying. Oh, I'm a clumsy one. So stay, please just stay there. All right, so what else? Oh, Steve bought me these leaves and I was going to put them out like all over, but I didn't. So I'll still use them for decorating when I decorate with autumn. But the thing that's happening now that it's November, I'll wait till November 12th in respect for Remembrance Day. But I might start getting the things out of the loft before then. But in the living room, like I've told you guys before, the channeling where we put where the electricians put the wires in and everything, it's still white, it doesn't match. So I want to sand and paint anywhere that's just white to the same color that the living room is before I bring down the Christmas decorations. So I can do that in the next few days before the 12th, and then I'm going to be decorating for Christmas. I want to get all the Christmas decorating done in November so that I can enjoy December 1st to 24th. Like, those are my days to enjoy as well. So yeah, all the Christmas decorating done and then we're not even going to worry about getting the floors done till the new year, after everything's put away. So the other thing this week, really, really, really important, I need to clean out my greenhouse. Like, actually take everything out, clean it, all the cobwebs and everything else, give it a nice clean, put up the bubble wrap, put things back in it, and then bring in plants that need to overwinter in there. So the only thing on my agenda really this week, besides babysitting and painting class and that kind of stuff, is getting stuff done in the garden. So that's where my mind is going to be. So obviously I'm going to take pictures of books so I can listen to them while I'm cleaning. I'm just going to have a sip of my magic. It's not magic, it's just pop. So, let's talk about books real quick. Not a lot to go over. I've been listening to, okay, so there's some books that are on my phone that I listen to like monthly. What's it called? My brain's just shut off. One of them's called, it's not Slow Seasons. I can't even check my phone. Wild Remedy. Yeah, I think it's called Wild Remedy. I've showed you these books before in the last year or whatever, and I've been listening to them monthly because they're about gardening or whatever. So I listen to the month that it's relevant to. So I've listened to those and months that I've missed to catch up on, so I could delete those pictures from my phone so I had more room to take pictures of them. And then these are the ones I've listened to. Now, these two you wouldn't think would be good to listen to because they're more like step-by-step books. This one is called Sketching Nature, the Beginner's Guide to Keeping a Botanical Sketchbook. Is it too bright? And the inside, like I said, there's a lot of, it's a tutorial book. And so there's so many images and stuff that you wouldn't think that it would be good at, like to listen to, but actually listening to all the words that are in it tells me about the techniques and why she does things she does and stuff. So it was an interesting listen to. And of course I will try doing the things that she has in there, making the sketchbook, and just doing the few things that she has in there to learn eventually. I don't know when I'm going to get to that, but I've listened to it now. This one, same thing. It's Crafting the Wheel of the Year, 17 Magical Projects to Honor Nature's Seasons by Claire Gelder and Deb Bowen. And it's the Wheel of the Year is the pagan, 8 pagan festivals. I can tell you that Yule is like Christmas. Imbolc, Osteria is the one that's Easter. Beltane, Litha. This one is two different things. You can call it, I don't know how to pronounce this one. Lognasad, or I think it's called, oh my gosh, we just had it. Okay, Mabon, there's another L word that one is. Lamas. Yeah, Lamas. And then Mabon. And then Samhain is, like Samhain is the one that is like Halloween. So they kind of line up with those. That's where those things like Halloween and Easter, Ostara came from, is the pagan holidays. But these are crafts for each of the 8 times of the year. And it's the same thing. It's got the instructions to do things, but it also like learning about what the holidays and different things in there. So that I listen to as well. And I listen to Deb Bowen on her podcast, Psychic Teachers, with Samantha Faye. So that's how I know one of the authors from there. And I think, no, I was like, was this a signed copy? But no, this is not a signed copy from them. It was, but I did pre-order it. Anyways, this one has nothing to do with crafting or witches or anything. It's called Under a Pink Sky. And it is, if you live in the UK, you might know about this story, but you might not even know that the mom wrote a book. It says, the journey home was unbearable, and then I noticed a flash of pink in the corner of my eye. Then another. I looked up. Out of the window, the cherry blossoms seemed to have burst into life. Surely they were early. It was as if the trees had magically popped, giant cotton balls of pink on every tree, lining my way home. I know I sound mad, but I felt she was coming home. Every bloom was Brianna. Every flash of pink was her way of telling me she was all right. So there's a picture of Brianna there. So you might know, you might have seen her in the news here in the UK a few years ago. What year was it? I think it was only 2023 that it happened. So it says, I hope you take from this book that no matter how hard life gets, there's always a brighter future over the horizon. We are stronger than we think, and love conquers all. When 16-year-old Brianna Gay left the house to meet a friend in the local park, her mother Esther was relieved to see her go. A positive step after a difficult and increasingly isolated few years because of COVID. But Brianna never came home. As the devastating circumstances of Brianna's murder came to light, Esther found the strength to ask how she could direct her personal grief into creating a lasting legacy for her child. This is a story of Brianna's death, but it is also the story of her life and of a mother who had to find a way to survive without her. It is a story of transforming tragedy into change, of the power of empathy and a call for understanding and unity in the face of the threats young people now face online. This is Esther's fight for a safer, more hopeful future. And then at the back, that's Esther. That's Brianna's mom. Esther Gay is a campaigner for social media reform and is the founder of Peace and Mind UK, a service dedicated to improving mental health for young people and their families through the promotion of mindfulness in schools. Esther has since appeared on Newsnight, taken her campaign to the House of Commons, and became an ambassador for the Mindfulness in Schools project. She is now at the center of the debate around banning phones in schools and driving better online safety for children and young people. Esther was named the Independent's most influential woman of 2024, leading a cast of 50 politicians, campaigners, businesswomen, athletes, and celebrities who have all played a prominent part in British life, as well as being listed among GQ's Heroes of 2024. This is her first book. So many things okay, let's talk about the book first of all. Really good book, different than I thought it would be. It actually talks a lot about Esther's life growing up, and then Brianna's life and her sister, with her sister. So Esther as a parent, and how Brianna's life was up until when she was murdered, which is devastating, especially at 16. Not that anybody should ever be murdered, but you don't expect your 16-year-old to go out with friends and not come back. She got stabbed to death. And but this book was a life story, and you know how I am about journals and life stories and everything else. I really, really enjoyed it for that reason as well. It was really well done. And the other thing I want to say is, as I told you guys, again, heartbreaking that something like that had to happen. But this is where we look at the positive of something that's happened negative. And as I've told you guys before, look at all the change that Esther is doing and the purpose she has in her life now, and how many lives she's influencing and even saving because of online resources, trying to keep our kids safe, teaching them positivity and mindfulness in schools so that they aren't as, mean and bullyish, and all these different things that she's doing. All these things that she probably wouldn't have done with her life if this hadn't happened to Brianna. Now, I'm not trying to justify losing our loved ones or murder in any way, but I don't love seeing the negative things happen, but I love, love, love seeing all the positives that come from a negative thing. So I'm really proud of all the work that she's doing. I absolutely commend her and want to, even if it's just owning and telling you guys about her book and everything else, I want to support her on her journey. My kids are a bit older now. They have to man their way in life themselves online and everything else, but I'm just lucky that my kids never fell for any type of predator online, or that it never came to anything harmful in my life, but it could have easily been us. I'm not one of those people who think it couldn't have been us. It could have easily been us with our kids. Even adults can be taken for a ride online, and we really need to, be savvy and smart, and even very intelligent people can be taken advantage of. There's a reason that a con man or con woman, it's the reason that it's called con man is because it's a confidence man. They are so confident in what they're doing, and they make you see their confidence, and you become confident in them. You believe them. That's how people can take advantage of other people, is that they're so good at what they do that even a professional might not even see it unless you have proof or whatever. So yeah, online safety is important for everyone. Stranger danger is important for everyone, but this was a really good book to read. It was, like I said, it was different than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to just focus more on her murder and, all that stuff, but I love that it was just a life story and that too. So I listened to that one, and that's all, basically all I listened to this week. That way I've been catching up on podcasts too. But yeah, so we're only at half an hour, so we've got another half an hour to ramble, but I'm done showing you guys things, so I can just sit back and chill while we talk. What's new with you guys? What has been happening with your week? Let me go over my week. So I didn't do anything for Halloween, and just been cleaning the house and getting things done in here. Oh, I've finished putting up all my old rambling hours on YouTube. So I told you guys that last week, that by the time I saw you guys again, even last week's episode would be up on YouTube, and that is actually true. So look up Rambling Hour with Lisa on YouTube, and you will find all my old catalog, my whole catalog of all 19 seasons. Again, this is the last episode of season 19. So next Sunday will be a brand new season. And so I finished that. And once I finally finished that, sitting here in the living room at my laptop doing all that, I felt so much freer to be able to do like catch up on like housework and everything else. The house is like pretty good, and so now I feel good about getting outside and getting the gardening stuff done. I'm missing scrapbooking and stuff like that too, but like there's more pressing things than that. So again, this week is going to be mostly about in the garden. And so this past week, so we had painting class, and we painted a gateway with a tree beside it, or like, well, a winding vine beside the gate, or a doorway. Yeah, I should call it a doorway. It was more of a doorway than a gate. And babysat our grandson Jax. Oh, Thomas made a nice dinner. He made a nice leg of lamb for dinner one of the nights, so that was really nice. It was just me, Steve, Tom, and he invited his sister Amy over, and Jackson. Amy's husband James was working, so it was just the 5 of us, and that was a really nice dinner. Nice roast dinner. Been watching TV with Steve, watching the Celebrity Traders here in the UK, and Taskmaster, and we've been watching a show called, well, we just started a show called Frauds. And what was the one we were watching before that? I can see the actress in my head. She's the blonde one that was in the show Manifest with the airplane that disappeared for 5 years. But what's this show called again? She's like an FBI agent in this show. But then we found that the episodes are kind of samey, so we stopped watching that. We might go back to it here and there. I can't remember what it was called. And yeah, so watching TV with Steve while I was working on my videos in the evenings. Yeah, so like I said, just getting the house done. And I hope to be in the kitchen more and in the office more. Especially, like I said, once I get things done in the garden and I can get it winter ready, then I won't have to be out there as much. But I still want to get things done in the garden to catch up and to keep on top of things so I don't get behind again. I am trying to make my garden less high maintenance and easier to maintain, but I also do want to start some things from seed, but it is a lot of work. It can become a full-time job if I start too many seedlings or take on too many plants. So we'll see how it goes this week, and hopefully the weather is, will work with me instead of against me, so I can get stuff done. Saying that, I have to get it done before the frost comes, so even if I'm wearing a raincoat and stuff, I need to be out there getting stuff done. And like I said, next Sunday it'll be like a Remembrance Day theme. I don't know if I'll do any Remembrance Day crafts or anything, but it will be Remembrance Day themed. And then the weeks after that, it will be, we will do autumn crafts and autumn baking from the kitchen, and then we'll get into the Christmas stuff. I've also like posting my lives from the last 4 years and stuff. It made me see the guests that we've had and the things that we've done, and I want to have more guests and stuff like that. So I've already taken pictures of books that I'm going to be listening to this week. I'm going to take pictures of more books, so there might be a stack of them to show you guys next week. I don't know if you like the book thing or not, and remember that like what I actually should do, besides the fact that I'm trying to like read every book that we own, I should, if there's books that I want online, I should just see if they're at the library before I buy them. What else? Clean the house, organize things. I don't know. I need to get back into my miniatures as well once the gardening stuff is done, because I still haven't done I haven't finished the fruit and veg stand that I wanted to do for my miniatures, and the elf wedding, the Elf on the Shelf's wedding was supposed to be, again, like it's been supposed to be for years, and I haven't done the elf's wedding. And the kitchen, they still haven't renovated their kitchen, so they're probably still eating takeaway. Oh my goodness. Good thing that Aaron is working at the North Pole for the whole year, right? until those days that he comes back to be the elf on the shelf here. But yeah, I'll do the miniatures things too. But like I said, the garden, I love the garden. I love being out in the garden. So that is my priority, especially if it's not raining. But I've had other things that I wanted to do, like catching up on the Rambling Hours, putting them on YouTube. And again, there's stuff in the office that I need to be doing too. So playing with miniatures and playing with scrapbooking is a hobby and is not my priority in life. So, and the kids, as far as them, well, they need to, Erica's in college, so she just needs to focus on college, and the other two girls need to focus on getting some of their own finances, like getting a job. So, oh, life, what can you do? I don't want to travel for a while either. Not if I don't have to. I just want to catch up on things in the house and feel like, and like even not decorating for Halloween or autumn. I didn't decorate for summer. Did I decorate for spring and Easter? I don't think so, because it's just, it makes me sad. Like when I look back at the pictures of me decorating for different seasons, I love those things. They take work though, but I love who I am and I love the things that I do, and I like the magic that it brings to anybody's life. Even if it's you guys watching this, or if it's people who come into the house and feel that. So I want to decorate for Christmas and winter, and I want to make the garden wonderful, and I want to do those things. They make me happy. So that's one of the reasons I don't want to travel right now. I just want to get what I feel like is my life in order. Plus, guys, I've told you guys that I need to do my wills, my like legal wills, and I also need to just get my journals in order. Sorry, you guys, cut off for a second, the internet. Those are really important things that I need to do. So please, please, please keep me accountable to that. Oh, and also start working out again. Obviously, that's a big thing too, because I like again, watching my journey on my lives and seeing like when I'm not working out and when I am working out, I love myself just the same no matter what, but I like who I am even better when I'm positive and active and doing something to improve on myself. It makes my physical health better, makes my mental health better, and I just like the way I look and feel more. So that is important. And again, once I'm on it again, I shouldn't be going off of it. But there's really no excuse except laziness to not get back to it right now. I can blame my schedule, but I don't really have that difficult of a schedule in life, so there's really no excuse for me not doing it. What else do you guys want to talk about? I have, like I said, that book with the nature painting and stuff. I always have all these like things. I'm like, ooh, I could do that at home. I could do that. Like, I still have 2 paintings that I need to catch up from class. One is a bird house on a post that I need to finish. I think my lily pads are mostly finished, but I have to look at them again to see what it is that I wanted to finish on them. And then my nasturtiums, nasturtium flowers I did not finish in class. So I have those to catch up on, let alone starting anything new or doing anything at home. But then today I just saved 2, well, I don't want to say quick and easy watercolors, because the people who showed them made them look quick and easy, but so does our teacher. And then you go down and sit at your table, and for somebody who's been doing it their whole lives and is a teacher, it might be quick and easy. For those of us still learning, it is not quick and easy, but doable. The ones that I saved today are doable. It's just if I let myself sit down and do some art. Steve did not go to cards today, so we are going to chill and watch TV. Plus, I want to get to sleep quite early. Well, not quite early, but early enough, because we're babysitting in the morning. So I don't like, if I have to babysit in the morning, I just don't like feeling tired. So mind you, I did have a nap. Okay, so we went to, we were going to go Friday, but Amy was sick, because Amy and Jackson were going to come with us, but Amy was sick. Jackson had been sick, passed it to Amy. Amy was sick, so she didn't want to get her granddad sick. And she also felt like poo, so she didn't want to go, but we were going to go down to Steve's dad's, Pierce's house for as we've done all these years, the Bridgewater Guy Fawkes carnival. It's a big parade, like Bridgewater parade, with these huge car things that have all these lights and music and sound and everything else. And we were gonna go to that on Friday. We're gonna go stay at his house because that's on Saturday. We ended up going early Saturday. It was just me and Steve in his car, and then Tom left later than us, and Tom brought Erica and Aurora with him and drove down there. And then we had dinner at Pierce's house. So thank you for dinner. It was lovely. It was like meatballs and pasta sauce and potatoes and mushrooms, and I love mushrooms. And then we went to the parade, and it was a bit chilly, and I'm on my moon days, so I was crampy, chilly, and just kind of grouchy, but I really did enjoy the parade, and I had some candy floss, like cotton candy. And it was a good evening overall. And then Tom and the girls drove back last night. Me and Steve slept over at his dad's house last night, and then we left today because Steve had a football game to go to today, so we came back today. And I had a nap while Steve was driving home. So I shouldn't be too tired in the morning, but I still want to go to sleep at a reasonable hour today. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Like I said, I curled the ends a little bit, but Steve doesn't like my hair straight. I think it's a change. I think I used to say straight is sexy and curly is cute, but I don't know. Steve doesn't like it. So, and I don't need to be sexy for anyone else. But I don't know. I think it looks nice for a change. It's different. I play with my hair too much either way, but what do you guys think? At least, like, I know I'm wearing a hat still, but I did my roots, so I don't have all that white coming in. But it is crazy. Like, anywhere that my hair is light, you can tell that's where all the white is. And then where it's darker back here is only because I haven't got white hair there yet. So I have, like, so many, even though the bottle of dye is the same, I have so many different colors in here because of my hair being white or not. So it's, you wouldn't think this is all the same hair color dye, whatever, because, you know, it only dyes the, anyways, I don't want to bleach my hair and make it all one color, because even though I dye it, you can tell that it, especially for being blonde and curly, you can still tell that it's pretty healthy. I could probably get the ends cut, but it's pretty healthy hair, so I don't want to ruin it by bleaching it or anything else. But yeah, so let's be happy that all my roots are looking good. But it's funny like that, like I said, because the white comes in so much, you can see here that it's harder to dye this hair right here because it's darker. So it tends not to want to, gives me a lot of different colors. Put my hat back on. Hey, you can get these hats in different colors. So I can't remember where I ordered these from. I have this one and the black one. And I saw that you can get different colors. So I'm going to have to look and see how much they were. And if I want to order maybe one every year or something. But yeah, it would be cool to have them in different colors for the different seasons. I do have a cowgirl hat too. But I want to get cowgirl boots as well. I didn't have time to look when I was in Canada. And I also thought, if I buy cowgirl boots, then I have to like wear them on the plane, as I don't know if I can fit them in my suitcase. But also with boots like that, they're like, you need to work them in, you need to wear them so they start to fit to your feet. Otherwise your feet will get really sore if you know what I mean. So I don't know if I'd want to wear them walking around an airport. I don't know, but I do want real cowgirl boots from Canada. So maybe on the next trip. I will try and mix up my books that I listen to from different shelves so they're not all new age, spiritual, witchy type stuff. But I can't help and like what I like. So, yeah. But I do have some other books that I want to read or listen to. I even have like the children's Bible that I should take pictures of because I've always wanted to read the children's Bible. Only because I would think that it would be an easier version than the real Bible to get through. So, I mean, I've always wanted to read the real Bible, but it gets overwhelming. I even bought like bullet journal type, like a Bible that you can like journal in so that you can color or draw and doodle while you're reading it. if you read about like a certain scripture and it means something to you, or you think of something, you can doodle in it while I was reading it. It's not about being Christian or anything like that. It's just that I'm curious to what it all says and how I take it, right? I've never read the whole Bible, so it's a big fat book. Actually, saying that, I have the Book of the Dead, like, is it the Egyptian Book of the Dead? And there's some other books of the dead that I have too that I want to read, and actually some books on Zen. But again, those are all in the New Age stuff that you guys may or may not be interested in. So let me see what else I have on different shelves as well. I do have plans for different rambling hours that I'm excited to get to. So I have to talk to the people that I want to have as my guests and the themes that I want to do and everything else. So bear with, we're going to have some good times. But when I look back at the ones that we already have done, like I said, in the last 4 years, I'm pretty proud of me and you guys who have helped make this a thing. So thank you for that. I think we're almost at time. And the only thing is, like, my sound didn't work on a few of the old ones, not for the whole hour, but just in some moments that there was no sound. And I had no way of knowing, because if no one's watching live at the moment, or they don't tell me that there's no sound, that's why oh, and it had to do with the microphones. So the fact that I'm not using a microphone right now should be that my sound should be good, because my phone should be picking it up. But I want to be able to use the microphones, especially if I have guests, so you guys can hear us both, or if I'm doing something like in the kitchen where the camera's further away so you can hear me better. But I don't want to lose sound like that if the microphone dies or something's not working. So even though I have my I guess I could use my laptop open as well, but I have my iPad open right now with it on, and I can see me, but I didn't turn up the sound to make sure that I can hear it. But there has been a few people watching tonight, so hopefully you guys would tell me if there is no sound. I hope. But then if I'm saying it right now and there's no sound, you wouldn't hear me telling you to tell me. But like I said, we're almost at the hour, so unless there's anything else you guys can think about, to this week in painting, we are going to be painting fireworks, or like sparklers, like the ones that you light and they just sparkle, like you can put them on a cake or whatever, because remember the 5th of November, that's Guy Fawkes Day here in the UK, which is when a guy named Guy Fawkes was like, had a plan to like blow up the Parliament buildings or something, and then the plan was foiled, and now they celebrate that the plan was foiled, and then they burn a big bonfire and like a sculpture of Guy Fawkes. And yes, so anyways, it's become a thing. Even if we don't believe burning people anymore, we still like a good bonfire and a reason to celebrate. And for here in the UK, bonfire night, like the 5th of November, is one of the biggest firework days of the year, whereas in Canada it would be Canada Day and New Year's Eve or New Year's whatever, New Year's Eve. And but here Guy Fawkes Day is a huge firework day, so hence the sparklers that we're going to paint on in class. And then I don't think I'm going to go to any of the firework displays this week, but we'll see. I mean, like on Wednesday when it's the 5th. What else is coming up this week? Nothing to report. I don't know if I told you guys, but I got a root canal done on my birthday. And like, knock on wood for any other ones that I have to get done. She said after the root canal, like, everything went smoothly. People think, ooh, that sucks on your birthday. But actually, I was calm. It was fine. I just lied there with my mouth open, let them work. And she said that the next 3 or 4 days it might be sore just from them working and doing everything. Take some painkillers or whatever. I didn't have any, again, knock on wood, because it might not be like this with the other ones if I need them. But I wouldn't even have known that I had anything done. Like, once the freezing came out, it was just back to being normal, but no pain, nothing. So I was really grateful for that. I love you guys. I love my family. I love my life. And last week I was like on down days. And today even though I had a nap on the way back, I didn't know what I was going to do. I'm still wearing sweatpants and like cross trainers. But I didn't know what I was going to do today, but then I went and straightened my hair and I felt a little bit more inspired. But Yeah, it's, I need to get my sad lamp out, but I love the days when I get back into life and I'm ready to do stuff. So hopefully we stay on the up, and if not, I just got to force myself to get on with things. But I hope you guys have a great week. We will see you soon. I can't believe it's November already. As I said to somebody else who said time was going fast, summer just ended and now 2 of the autumn months are over. Like, this is crazy how fast time is going. Before you know it, it's going to be spring and summer again and I can be out in the garden more. But I won't get my hopes up yet because I have things to do. Let's enjoy where we are. Let's enjoy the autumn that we're in, and then enjoy winter when it's here for the things that it has to offer, because even winter doesn't last. So we need to look at the positives of that. All right. I love you guys. We'll see you next Sunday for the Remembrance Day special. Buy your poppies, wear them proudly. Remember that there's a reason that we're able to just be safe and free. And it's because those people fought for us to just live this type of life, and we need to remember them now and forever, because too quickly and easily it could be our countries that are living in and being war torn. So let's wear our poppies proud and remember all those who served and died for us. Okay, love you guys.